Hey everyone, today I've got your Geostorm movie review. When special satellites around Earth that control the weather start to malfunction, can one man stop this catastrophe before it wipes out humanity? So, as far as the story goes, this movie starts off by looking like another familiar disaster movie, The Day After Tomorrow, especially when it concerns all of those weather problems and other natural disasters, but this is yet another typical natural disaster type of film. I feel like this movie was attempting to be that level of a disaster film. And one man has discovered there is a problem with this satellite system known as Dutch Boy, and that, I guess, all controls the weather that's going on around the world, and he has to travel into outer space in order to take care of said problem and try to fix it. Simple enough concept, but the plot to me just feels really messy throughout the entire film, and I honestly don't know where this movie was all going to be headed, except for disaster. So as far as the casting goes, you've got Gerard Butler, who I haven't always been a fan with as far as his recent movies go, and I was trying to stay positive because I was hoping that he would pull off a decent performance in this movie, because he is supposed to play the lead heroic character who does possess some qualities that make you want to root for him, but it just makes me appreciate Dwayne Johnson's role from San Andreas even more. And I found that to be really disappointing. And you've even got Jim Sturgis, who plays his brother, who I guess works at the White House, and he can sometimes be a little whiny, and I just don't understand, like, when he's faced with certain heroic actions, it really just doesn't seem like my cup of tea, especially when you have to put up with Ed Harris's character, and I'm just thinking, dude, I already had an issue with you watching you in Mother. Why are you in this movie making the same mistakes over and over again? And I don't need to be given another reason to hate your characters. Even Andy Garcia, I felt, was just, a minor role in this movie. He plays the president. I don't know, it wasn't much to his character, and even Abby Cornish, who I felt like was a shoehorned romance, the love interest for Jim Sturgis, even though she plays a Secret Service agent, whatever, I don't even care. And really, the acting overall just really did not impress me as much. So the things that I liked about this movie was that I did like what they came up with as far as certain disaster scenes go, but it really wasn't that groundbreaking, except maybe with an earthquake. This is a bad love review contender because it really does feel like your average disaster movie with these consequences that result in showcasing the same end of the world themes and scenarios and elements that would make me wonder, what is the point in even having a movie like this when it doesn't really feel that original, and it's trying to make itself out to be different when really it looks like the same old stuff that I've seen before. So unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie was that right off the bat, it is just very slow moving and doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, most of the shots are seen from outer space. So the stuff that goes on Earth are things that I've already seen before, and it really didn't, nothing really stood out to me, nothing really jumped out at me. It was just boring to watch. I actually started to doze off watching this movie at one point, and while it might have looked intense and put me on the edge of my seat, some scenes just really, they had this shock value that died down and didn't really go anywhere. And good thing this movie went by fast, because, I was waiting for it to end. And any joke that was made in this movie was just not that funny, and it wasn't as impressive as I was not really expecting it to be, but it could have been a lot better. So overall, I would say that Geostorm is definitely one of the worst movies that I have seen as far as disaster movies go. The first Bad Love review that I did on my channel was for Into the Storm. And now I can see where this whole thing is going, because it just didn't really make anything better when this movie came out. So I would not recommend this movie to anyone. I think it's a complete waste of time, and there are a lot of better disaster movies out there like Day After Tomorrow. So I would give this 1 heart on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Geostorm. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates coming every week for a Child Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys later.